What is statistics? Well, statistics you have probably encountered most of your life. It is the collecting, organizing, analyzing, and interpreting of data. And what you normally see is the interpreting of data. For example, someone might poll other people, what are the reasons you do not drink water? And in this case, we find that 21% of people said they were too busy. 13% of people said that they dislike the taste, and 12% of people prefer other beverages. Now, this doesn't add up to 100%, so there's other reasons in there. But this is one example of a certain type of statistics. So there's two types of statistics. One is categorical. These are the statistics you've probably dealt with most in your life, such as what is your favorite sport? And you might collect and graph all the different favorite types of sports. Which do you prefer, mac and cheese or pizza? You might count the number of people who prefer mac and cheese and count the number of people who like pizza. Or how many people like rap music? And you might get a number of people who like rap music and don't like rap music. These are all categorical. And in fact, the example I gave you about the bottled water is also categorical. Or, as you can see in the word, you are creating categories. Okay? Categories of information. And it might seem weird how many people like rap music. You could come up with a number. Maybe there's 10 people in our class who like rap music, but really the categories are people who like rap music and people who don't like rap music. So even though it seems like there's a number for that one, it really is a category. But here are some numerical statistics. So instead of asking what is your favorite sport, you could ask how many games of basketball did you play this year? And you would expect a varying amount of numbers. Some people might say 10 games, 20 games, 0 games. That's a numerical statistic. On average, how many slices of pizza can you eat at Pizza Doctor's? Again, people are going to give you a number for their answer. How many rap songs do you have on your music device? Again, people are going to give you a number answer. So numerical, one of the things we need to have about it is it has to have a number answer, and that number has to vary. Okay, so when you ask people how many different songs they have on there, how many rap songs they have on there, one person might tell you 10, one person might tell you 20. That number varies. So if we're collecting data, I'm going to collect how many cans of soda do famous doctors drink in 1 week. Okay, how many cans of soda do famous doctors drink in 1 week? So as we look at this, we know that there's going to be a number outcome, and the numbers are going to vary. So my famous doctors, first I have Doctor Who. Doctor Who, and asking him, he says he has drinks 4 cans of soda in a week. Dr. Phil only drinks 2 cans of soda in a week. Dr. Reedy, well, she has to keep up with all us middle schoolers, so she drinks 7 cans in a week. Dr. Pepper thinks it's wrong to drink soda. So 0, and 0 is a number answer. 0 cans of soda in a week. And Dr. Seuss has to read all those books, so there's 7 cans of soda there. This is the collecting of data that we would go through. Now we want to organize our data from the lowest to the highest. So our numbers that we collected, our data points, we would call them, are 4, 2, 7, 0, and 7. And we want to list those from lowest to highest. It's going to make our calculations of our measures of center. And the measures of center are mean, median, and mode. It's going to make that easier. So rewriting this lowest to highest, I'm going to have 0, 2, 4, 7, and I'm going to write 7 again. There are 2 7s in there, so I write both of those. Okay? Well, I'm looking at the mean. Another word for mean is the average. Okay? And you probably know how to take the average. You add up all of your data points, 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 7, and you divide by the total number of data points that you have. In this case, there's 5. So if I complete that calculation, I see that I have 20 divided by 5 data points, which is 4. So the mean, the average, is 4 cans of soda. Median is our next. Median, in other words, is our middle number. And the middle number is just like it sounds. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points. So this third data point is our middle number, or 4. So our average is 4 cans. Our median, our middle, happens to be 4 cans of soda. Now, that doesn't always happen, but in this case it happens to be true. And our mode is the most frequent number. And actually, the most frequent number that was responded was 7. So our mode, the most frequent, happens to be 7 cans of soda. And then as we get into statistics, we'll talk about which measure of center is the most accurate. In this case, since both the mean and the median happen to be exactly the same, we would say those are the most accurate. Now, let's say I forgot someone. I forgot Dr. Oz, and Dr. Oz drinks no cans of soda per day. So how does this change any of our measures of center? Well, so I've added in 0 as a data point. So this is my data point set. So I'm talking about the mean. Again, the mean is the same idea as your average. So I'm going to take the average of these numbers. I'm going to have 0 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 7. That doesn't change our numerator, but now we're dividing by 6 cans of soda. So I have 20 divided by 6 cans of soda. Well, that doesn't come out very nicely. If we reduce this down, I know that I can take 18 divided by 6 and get 3. So I'd have 3 and 2/6, or 3 and 1/3. Okay, 3 1/3 cans of soda. That is our mean. Now our median is the middle number. So we have 0.02477. So actually we have 2 middle numbers in this case. Our 2 middle numbers are 2 and 4. So how do we find the exact middle? Well, we go back to something we know, mean, or the average. And for the median, when you have an exact middle with 2 numbers, you find the number exactly halfway in between that. So we can find the average of these things. 2 plus 4 is 6 divided by 2. So I have 6 divided by 2, which is 3. And you probably got that. What's halfway between 2 and 4? The number's 3. So 3 cans of soda now is our median. And our mode, well, our mode, remember, is that most frequent. You can see MO in there for most frequent. Okay, well, our most frequent number, again, we are left with kind of a different thing that happened here. We have 2 times people said 0 cans of soda. 2 times people said 7 cans of soda. So we actually have 2 modes. 0 and 7 are both our modes. So again, we might say, well, what are the most accurate measures of center? And we have 3 1/3 cans of soda and 3 cans of soda. So I think our mean and our median happen to again be our most accurate data points. You have 2 tasks to complete by seminar. The first task is to find at least one example of a categorical statistic, and at least one example of a numerical statistic. And I'd like you to look at that from newspapers or reputable, good online sources. You can take a screenshot. That's what I did here. And make sure you print that. And my statistics, you can see my source is down here. You may or may not get that source in there, but if you take a screenshot, I'd hope you'd have the website on that screenshot. But mine is looking at the statistics of the percent of people who live in poverty. And, you know, here in La Crosse County, we do have 10% of people who live in poverty. And your second task is to actually do some collecting of data. Okay? It's a big part of statistics is the actual collection. You need to ask 6 to 8 people to complete some task that you decide in 30 seconds. So for example, you can ask someone to do jumping jacks, push-ups, blink, say their name, whatever you want. They have 30 seconds. And you will count how many times they can do this in 30 seconds and write down that number you counted. And these numbers are going to become your data points. Your statistical question then is, on average, how many times can someone fill in the blank? Do jumping jacks, turn in a circle, say their name in 30 seconds. And then you need, once you find your 6 to 8 data points, you need to calculate the mean, median, and mode for your data set for those 6 to 8 points. Good luck and have fun.